Monster Hunter hits store shelves this week in 4K. Arrow Video announces their new May slate. And we have such sights to show you as Hellraiser is rumored for 4K in 2021. All this and more in the latest Physical Media report. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, I am Ken with Mid-Level Media and welcome to this week's edition of the Physical Media Report. This is episode 46. We are here today to talk about all the latest announcements, the deals, what's coming out this week, everything Blu-ray 4K news related. We're going to talk about here this week on the Physical Media Report. Happy Monday to everybody. I'm super excited to dig into some of these announcements because there's honestly a lot of really cool announcements that got rumored last week, officially announced last week. Of course, last Tuesday, I broke the news that Aliens will more than likely be coming to 4K in 2022. We got that from a very credible source online. I think it was Cineflix. Bloody Disgusting talked about this on their websites. So there were credible sources citing that they are working on 4K transfers of Aliens, Alien Resurrection, and Alien 3 coming out in 2022 as a part of the Disney Plus rollout, because they will be releasing these on their Star streaming service, which is kind of like the adult version of Disney Plus that's not available in America yet. So if you haven't yet checked out that video, go ahead and check that one out. But before we get started into all of these amazing announcements and what's coming out this week and deals and everything else that I have prepared for you here on the Physical Media Report today, I want to ask you guys, please, if you haven't yet, if this is your first time joining me on the Mid-Level Media channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the Mid-Level community. I do all kinds of great, amazing content centered around the world of physical media, movies, entertainment, you name it, I got it here at the Mid-Level Media channel. You know, I do weekly Blu-ray hunts, I do physical media reviews, Blu-ray reviews, 4K reviews, I do haul videos, I did live streams, I do a weekly live stream called Ken's Movie Experience where I just talk about movies with you guys and interact with you all in the chat for about an hour, hour and a half. It's really fun. We did an episode last night, talked about every single movie I watched in the month of February, did my Blu-ray haul on the live stream, so definitely go back and check that out. Even talked a little bit about the Golden Globes as well. So definitely check that show out, guys. Also, be sure to like this stream. I would appreciate it if everybody watching this episode right now took a moment and just hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. You don't realize how much that helps these videos out, help this channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, be sure to comment down below in the comments section what you are looking forward to that's coming out that we discussed today. What are you looking forward to that's coming out this week? What are you going to be purchasing in stores? Let me know all of that in the comments below. So let's get started, guys, with the main rumor. Like I said, I'm going into rumor territory this week. This was not confirmed, but like I said, this is rumor by Geek Gab on Instagram. Hellraiser is apparently coming to 4K in 2021. Just wrap your minds around that because this has got me super excited. I'm a massive Hellraiser fan, have been my entire life. I love Hellraiser, love Hellraiser 2. It already has an Arrow release, it has an Arrow steelbook, so it's got special editions out there. But the idea of Hellraiser coming to 4K just sounds super awesome and cool. And I'm here for it because I love that franchise and I think it would look fantastic in 4K. So definitely excited for Hellraiser. This is supposedly going to be released by Turbine Entertainment. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like a region locked release or not. Like I said, we don't have a lot of details. All we have to go on is what is being rumored on Instagram by Geek Gab. He showed some artwork, and I want to note that the artwork that I show for these rumor releases, I got a lot of people saying they didn't like the Aliens cover artwork that I showed on that video that I did last week. That's not official artwork, so this isn't guaranteed to be the artwork of Hellraiser. It's just kind of temporary artwork to show you the announcement of the 4K. Could it be the official artwork? Sure, it could be, but more than likely it's not. So Hellraiser in 4K, guys. Who is excited about that? My horror fans out there, comment down below if you're excited for Hellraiser in 4K, because I know I sure am. So let's get on to the actual announcements, the stuff that was officially announced last week, over the weekend. because we got quite a bit of stuff to go over. Super 8, the J.J. Abrams film, is coming to 4K from Paramount on May the 25th. So I remember this movie vaguely. I remember it kind of being a little bit like E.T., but just I didn't really feel the emotion of it like I felt when I watched E.T. I saw this movie in theaters in 2011. I really don't remember too much about this movie other than there was a big monster involved in the film. So, you know, I've been kind of critical of J.J. Abrams just with his handling of Star Wars. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll get this or not. I probably will because it will be a big release coming out. But, yeah, I can't say I'm too excited about it. But I understand that there are a lot of people that are nostalgic for this film and are excited for its release. So, Super 8 on 4K coming from Paramount on May the 25th. We also have Big Fish coming to 4K from Sony on May the 4th. So of all the Tim Burton movies that they could have put out in 4K, this one is kind of puzzling to me. Like, I like Big Fish. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit. So I am looking forward to going back and revisiting this when it does come to 4K. But there's so many other Tim Burton movies that you could have pulled to go to 4K. I mean, Edward Scissorhands, of course, being one of them. Like, I don't understand why that would be getting, and maybe it will. Maybe it will this year. Maybe they're waiting for the anniversary because we got Beetlejuice last year. So you got Edward Scissorhands. You got Mars Attacks, would look fantastic on 4K. You know, just to name it, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, put that on 4K for Christ's sake. What about Sleepy Hollow? I would love to see Sleepy Hollow in 4K. So there's a lot of Tim Burton movies, but not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Please don't do that one. There's a lot of movies I would go to from Tim Burton's filmography before I would go to Big Fish, but who knows? I mean, it's not a Tim Burton thing. It's a Sony thing. So I guess that's the movie they chose to put out. And it's coming out on May the 4th. So if you're a Big Fish fan, get excited for that. We also have Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, coming out on Blu-ray from Lionsgate on April the 6th. So I've heard pretty decent things about this movie. I am excited to check it out. It wasn't worth me spending $20 on an at-home release for, but who knows? Maybe when it comes to Blu-ray, it's a good price. I might check it out on Blu-ray. The Mediterranean, I can't even pronounce this, on 4K. The movie that Jodie Foster actually won a Golden Globe for last night, the Golden Globes. That comes out on 4K from Universal on May the 18th. So haven't seen that movie. I am excited to see it, though. It looks like it has a good cast. Tom and Jerry coming to 4K from Warner Brothers on June the 1st. So does this really need a 4K release? I guess. I mean, the animation was okay, but if you watch Ken's movie experience last night, you'll see my thoughts on Tom and Jerry. So go check it out for my thoughts on it there. Arrow Video announced their May slate. It's not the most exciting, flashy slate that I've ever seen Arrow do. It's okay. You got Giants and Toys coming out on May the 11th. You got Over the Edge, which is a UK only release, coming out on May the 31st. A Ghost Waits coming out on May the 4th. The Django 1966, not the Quentin Tarantino movie, but a Western from 1966, is coming on 4K and Blu-ray, having a 4K and Blu-ray set, coming out on May the 25th. The interesting thing about that one is it was supposed to release, I think, last August. Yeah, like almost 10 months ago when it's going to be released, so I got delayed. 12 Monkeys, which already has a Arrow release. I have it behind me, actually. That's getting a really nice Steelbook release on May the 25th. So the Steelbook looks awesome. So if you're a 12 Monkeys fan, you're probably super excited for that. So The Reckoning is coming to Blu-ray from RLJE. This is a Neil Marshall film. Look, I'm a Neil Marshall fan for life ever since The Descent. That's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Regardless of what he did with Hellboy, the Hellboy reboot, that wasn't that good. But he's directed episodes of Game of Thrones, so the guy really knows what he's doing. Hopefully this one delivers. I'm going to check it out. RLJ, always excited to pick up their next release. My Fair Lady got some details for its 4K release. Got a release date. That is coming out on May the 4th from Paramount. I know I talked about that one before. It's an interesting title to release on 4K, so an Audrey Hepburn title. I am liking the fact that they are giving some of these older classic films the 4K treatment. It's not just like the 80s, 90s movies that they're bringing out in 4K, but they're going back to the 60s and remastering some of those as well. So Always interested in these new kind of classic 4K releases just to see how they hold up as far as visually in the 4K format. So we also have Man on the Moon, the Jim Carrey film about the Andy Kaufman biography. That is coming out from Kino Lorber on Blu-ray sometime in the summer of 2021. Doesn't have an official release date yet, but sometime in summer of 2021 that will be coming out. So let's get into the deals, guys, because there are quite a bit of deals to go over this week, a large amount of deals to get into. And you know, here at the Mid-Level Media channel, we like to help you guys save a buck. We know times are tough. You can't go out every single week and spend $300 to $400 on all the latest releases. You gotta wait, you gotta pick your spots, you gotta wait for these deals to come and jump on them, and in order to build your collection on a budget. So the first one, guys, is one that I'm actually thinking about checking out myself, because this is a Christopher Nolan film that is honestly one of my favorite from him. I don't own it yet. The Prestige on 4K is $22.99. It's not the best price, but I think this one is close to $30 normally. So yeah, I might go ahead and jump on this one and pick it up for $22.99. We also had the Rita Hayworth 12 movie collection from Mill Creek on Blu-ray for $18.99. So for 12 movies, if you're a fan of Rita Hayworth, those old classic films, definitely a great deal for $18.99. One I would honestly like to jump on as well. Tombstone, the Blu-ray, is one that I'm actually thinking about getting also. That is $5.99 right now. That is a classic Western film that I've actually never seen. So great cast in that one as well. Gladiator 4K Steelbook, $19.99. Not sure if that's a deal. I think it was $22.99, so that might be about $3 off. So Cruel for the VHS slip, which is a Mill Creek release, old kind of 80s sci-fi action film. That is $5.99, right? And that is a really cool release and a slipcover. I actually have it in my collection back there. So definitely worth $5.99. Hammer Collection is still $45.99. Bad Boys for Life is still $14.99. Definitely jump on those films before those deals go away. The Predator 4 film Blu-ray collection is $20.46. Not a bad deal at all for 4 Predator films, especially the first one. It's an all-time classic. Rambo Last Blood in 4K right now is $12.10, so definitely a good price for that 4K release. Sicario on 4K is $9.99. If you don't own Sicario, if you have not seen that, that is one of the best films to come out in the past 10 years. Denis Villeneuve film. Excellent, excellent film. Definitely jump on that one. Love and Monsters in 4K is $19.99 right now, guys. Avengers Endgame, a Marvel movie, the massive Marvel movie, is $15.75. Possessor on 4K is $19.99. I think it was regular like $22.99, so it dropped about $3. And Pearl Harbor, the classic Michael Bay war epic Pearl Harbor, is $5.99, which is another one, to be honest, I'm thinking about picking up, because I know that movie gets a lot of crap, but I actually remember liking Pearl Harbor quite a bit. So maybe I'll pick that one up eventually. So now it is time to get into what is new this week, guys. What are we going to see when we go out into the stores, in the Best Buys, in the Targets, in the Walmarts? What's going to be stocked on those shelves tomorrow? Hopefully, fingers crossed. So Monster Hunter is coming out tomorrow. That is the big release from Sony. It's coming out on 4K for $24.99 and Blu-ray for $19.96. So I don't even know if I've heard anything good or bad about this movie. I've heard some decent things about it, but again, this is a Paul W.S. Anderson film. His wife, Mila Jovovich, is in the movie. I imagine it's going to be kind of in the same vein as the Resident Evil movies, and I'm not the biggest fan of those movies outside of the first two. I do think those are enjoyable, dumb fun, but yeah, not the best track record when it comes to video game films. So I don't know how Monster Hunter is going to be. So I'm definitely not picking it up for $25. I know that. War of the Worlds 4K Best Buy exclusive steelbook from Paramount is $19.99. So this is a 4K release that came out last May. I bought this. I thought it came out with a steelbook back then, but I guess I could be wrong. Maybe they waited to release it a little bit later, but that's coming out tomorrow for a good price of $20. Absolutely recommend that. That's a great transfer. I actually have an old review for that way back, like almost a year ago now. And yeah, that's a great transfer. Great movie. Held up really well. Loved it. She's the Man is coming out from Paramount, a catalog title coming out on Blu-ray for $14.99. It's 15-year anniversary, I think. Zappa, the Alex Winter documentary coming out on Blu-ray from Magnolia for $19.99. Jeremy, which is a 1973 film coming from Fun City Edition. So never really heard of this movie before, but this cover really looks interesting. Interesting cover. Kind of reminds me of a Criterion release, to be honest. Fatale, which is a Hilary Swank film that I haven't really heard a lot of good things about, is coming from Lionsgate for 1996. Scare Me, coming from RLJE tomorrow for $14.99. This is one that I've heard some pretty good things about. If I see it in stores, I don't know if I'm going to buy it for $15. If I see it in Best Buy, usually they have these RLJE titles marked down for $12.99. I might go ahead and pick it up tomorrow because I do like collecting those RLJE titles because they're cheap, they're affordable, and they're fun to pick up. So All My Life, coming from Universal on Blu-ray for $19.99. Haven't really heard anything about this film. It looks like kind of like a generic romantic comedy. Half Brothers is coming to Blu-ray from Universal for $22.99. 400 Bullets coming to Blu-ray from Shout Factory for $16.99. Doctor Who Season 12 coming to Blu-ray from BBC for $19.99. Rick and Morty Seasons 1 through 4 coming to Blu-ray for $69.96. That's a pretty steep price. I know it's 4 seasons of television, but I don't know, that price seems a little bit too high for me. Vinegar Syndrome has 3 new titles coming out tomorrow. Cthulhu Mansion, Satan's Blood, and Dark Tower are all coming out on Blu-ray. I doubt we'll see any of those in stores, but you'll definitely be able to pick them up online, all for 35 bucks. So again, that's kind of why I don't buy a lot of Vinegar Syndromes. They're very high in price, unless they have those deals. Kino Lorber is coming out with 3 titles as well tomorrow. We have Nothing But the Truth for $17.99, My Favorite Blonde for $17.99, and Caught in the Draft for $17.99 as well. We also have a Girls Rule collection from Paramount for $19.96, featuring She's the Man, Mean Girls, and Clueless, all 3 of those films on the same pack. Multi-packs from Disney, a lot of those are coming out, 7 of those actually. We have 2 Pixar ones with the Incredible double pack. We have a Toy Story 4 movie pack with all 4 of the Toy Story films. We have like the original animated and the remake, the live action remake, a bunch of those kind of double packs. We have the Cinderella one, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin, and Maleficent, and Sleeping Beauty in a double pack as well. So a lot of those are kind of old school animation classics mixed with the live action, so a double pack of those. So interesting that Disney's kind of re-releasing those again. We hear all this stuff all the time about how Disney doesn't really want to support physical media anymore, but they do still do stuff like this, releasing these double packs and stuff. So they're still somewhat supportive of the physical media format. So with that, guys, we are going to end this week's edition of the Physical Media Report. I hope that you had a good time. I hope that you were informed on all of the latest happenings in the world of physical media. So like I said, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Mid-Level Media channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video, guys. Just take a small second and hit that like button, and also comment down below anything that you're excited about in the world of physical media for this week and the coming months. Let me know in the comment section below, and also turn on all bell notifications for future videos. I will be back tomorrow for my Blues Day Tuesday Blu-ray hunt, so join me there, and we'll see you next time.